Hello. If we should summarize our last discussion, we can say this. As a diversity visa applicant from a region where the norms of the diversity visa program are being applied, the factor that determines your chances of being scheduled for an interview is your case number. But in case you are from a region where the norms of the program are not being applied as they should, then your fate is in the hands of your embassy. We have already discussed concerning your fate as it relates to your case number. And so today we will be turning our attention to the performance of your embassy. Welcome to this first DV 2023 Embassy Performance Analysis. So, how did US embassies perform during the first month of the DV 2023 program? To answer that question, I took into consideration two parameters. The first is visa issuance. That is, I considered embassies that issued a certain number of visas during that first month to be the best performing embassies. So that is going to constitute the basis of the first part of this analysis. The number in question is 20. That is, I consider that if an embassy was able to issue at least 20 visas during the first month of the DV 2023 program, then that embassy is amongst the best performing embassies for that first month. The number 20 may sound insignificant to some of you, but it should not be neglected. It is true that later during the fiscal year, you will have embassies issuing several hundreds of visas during a single month. But I took the number 20 for the following three reasons. One, 20 may appear to be a small number, but if all of the embassies and consulates could issue at least 20 visas throughout the fiscal year, then the objective of issuing a total of 55,000 visas by the end of the fiscal year will become very easy. The second reason is that if you try to raise the bar to say 50 or 100, it is not likely that you will have a good number of embassies that you can identify as well-performing or best-performing embassies. And then thirdly, for the beginning of the program year or the fiscal year, when many embassies are not doing much, having an embassy that issues 20 visas, that's not just a sign of good performance, but it is also an indication that such an embassy is reliable, and as the fiscal year goes on, you can expect that embassy or those embassies to even do better. So that's the basis of the first part of our embassy performance analysis. Now let's go over to our friend's website and see the data. As usual, you will find the link to this page in the description of this video. Click on that link and you will be brought to this page. It's the monthly diversity visa issuance page. The initial data you find on this page is for the month of November 2022. And so in order to have the data for the month of October 2022, which is the first month of the DV 2023 program, simply click on this drop down. And then click on October 2022, and then you have the data for the month of October 2022. In this table, you have the total number of visas issued per region. Scroll past that table. The next item you will find is the overview of the number of visas issued per country. That is represented by a graph. On the left side of this graph, we have the best performing embassies during the first month of the program. At the bottom of the graph, you have the threshold for the number of diversity visas issued. It is established at 30, meaning that The countries you see on this first side initially are the ones that issued at least 30 visas during that first month. But I said that the number I was considering was 20. And so, in order to have the threshold established at 20, we'll need to move this slider to the left side. Moving it to the right side will increase the threshold, as you can see, 40, 50. To the far right, puts it at 100, which means that the countries shown on the graph are countries that issued at least 100 diversity visas during that first month. But as you can see, if we should set the threshold at 100, it's only 2 countries that will qualify for best performing countries. And that was one of the reasons I provided for establishing the threshold at 20 visas issued. So let's click on this slider and move it back to the left side to have the threshold established at 20. This is it. And this means that all of the countries that you have on this left side are countries that issued at least 20 visas during the first month of the DV 2023 program. There are 20 countries that achieved that, and those 20 countries are divided among 4 regions. I'm going to list them according to region, beginning with the Africa region. We have the best performing embassy in the Africa region to be Algeria, which issued 245 visas. That is followed by Egypt, where the embassy issued a total of 67 visas. Cameroon is third with 41 visas issued during that first month of the DV 2023 program. Ethiopia comes fourth with 23 visas issued. Togo is fifth with 22 visas issued, and Sudan is sixth with 21 visas issued. So these are the 6 countries with the best performing United States embassies during the first month of the DV 2023 program. To recap, it is Algeria, Egypt, Cameroon, Ethiopia, Togo, and Sudan. And so if you are an applicant from any of these countries, you have a good chance of being scheduled for interview in the DV 2023 program. So this is good news for applicants who are assigned to these 6 embassies in the Africa region. The next region with countries on the list of best performing U.S. embassies during the first month of the DV 2023 program is Europe. Europe has a total of 11 countries on that list. Now, remember that we said the Europe region was showing signs of a normal diversity visa program year, and so the factor to take into consideration when it comes to your chances of being scheduled for interview as an applicant in that region was not the performance of your embassy, but was rather your case number. And so if you are an applicant from the Europe region and your embassy does not appear on this list, it is not much of an issue because, as I just said, your case number is the determining factor. But that doesn't stop us from identifying the best performing embassies in that region during the first month of the DV 2023 program. And they are Uzbekistan, where the embassy issued a total of 111 diversity visas, followed by Russia, 86. Albania comes third with 78. Then Ukraine with 50, followed by Kyrgyzstan with 46. The 6th position is shared by both Kazakhstan and Turkey, where the U.S. Embassy issued 39 diversity visas each. 7th position is Georgia with 34 visas issued during that first month. Number 8 is Tajikistan with 27. And then number 9 position, shared by two countries, Armenia and Belarus, where the embassies issued 21 visas each. So these are the countries with the best performing US embassies in the Europe region. Next, we have the OC or Oceania region, where there is one country on that list, and the country is Fiji. The US embassy in Fiji issued 26 diversity visas during the first month of the DV 2023 program. The OC region was one of the regions that we identified as not showing signs of a normal diversity visa program. But this region has a particularity that we will elaborate on in the second part of this video, and that particularity constitutes good news for applicants in the OC region. And then finally, we have the South America region, where two countries appear on our list of best performing embassies. They are Peru with 26 visas issued during that first month, and Cuba with 21 visas issued during the month of October 2022. The region of Asia does not have any representative on this list, which is not good news for applicants from that region, because that region was one of the regions identified as not showing signs of a normal diversity visa program. Now, this is not a final verdict. It is possible to have embassies in the Asia region waking up and outperforming some of the embassies that started off very well. But as we said at the beginning of this video, having embassies hitting the ground running at the beginning of the program is not only a sign of good performance, but it is also an indication that you can count on those embassies in the coming month. So if the chances of applicants in the Asia region have to increase, then the embassies in that region must begin to operate normally. So these were the 20 best performing United States embassies during the first month of the DV 2023 program. To see the statistics that I just provided, simply point to the bar of each country on this list, and you will see the number of visas issued by the embassy in that country. And then finally, to see the complete list of US embassies that issued diversity visas during that first month of the DV 2023 program, scroll down just below this graph to the next item, which is the number of visas issued per country. That is the first part of our analysis, which shows the best performing US embassies during the first month of the DV 2023 program. In the coming discussion, we will consider another parameter to carry out more analysis on the performance of embassies. But for today, that is all. We've come to the end of this discussion. Thanks for watching the video. See you in the second part very soon, God willing. Goodbye.